here I am, in the place to be, Mr. K&B, you fuck with me, extra sexy, extraordinary, palms are hairy, your mama pop my cherry.
What up, y'all? It's K&B, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for our Paper Saber universe, and this is that Sexy Ninjacast podcast. Sorry, it takes a while between podcasts now, but I am working hard on making a set schedule. I've been working on some other projects that I'm very excited about, so bear with me. And yes, I'm going to talk about the Odyssey, but let's play a little catch-up, man. I have had one hell of a weekend. Of course, watching the movie The Odyssey, but watching another movie that I am obsessed with, Obsession. Holy shit, I am so mad at myself for not going to see this in the theater. It is what filmmaking should be and strive to be. It's just a wonderful film. Like, it's bizarre, and the ending made me more happy than anything because there was no explanation of the wish and stuff like that. Like, no cult, no this and that, but man, Obsession is one of my favorite films of this year. Goes right up there with Project Hail Mary. Hell, Obsession deserves its own podcast, but there's somebody I want to talk about this movie with, about that movie. That's why I haven't made a podcast for Obsession yet, because I wanted to hold that conversation for another time. But man, I fucking love that movie. I mean, really love that movie. This Nikki and Bear thing, and the structure of what the wish does, and how he makes her fall in love with him. Well, he doesn't make her. It's such a complicated look at relationships, toxic ones, and the ride is just an insane ride. It's a slow build and it has some charm to it, and you have Bear, then you have Nikki, then you have Ian, then Sarah. You're not following a bunch of characters. You're following following Nikki and Bear first, Obsession is great, dude. I'm gonna watch. I think I'm gonna have this conversation with this person once we can. I'm not saying names just because I don't want to jinx anything. But I'm gonna watch the movie because I bought the 4K and it came with the director's commentary, which I'm so excited about. I watched the behind the scenes stuff. So Obsession, that conversation is coming, but all I gotta say is hot damn, fucking amazing. And speaking about amazing, I know I just dropped that Doom podcast talking about, because they dropped the concept art, or the art for Doomsday. We officially have tickets on sale. We officially have a trailer. Oh, sweet Jesus. When I heard Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom voice, I was like, oh, thank God. That was one of the things I was worried about, but no, he's got an accent. It works so damn well, and the trailer is beautifully put together. We're going into 3 universes here, and the X-Men universe is one of them. Seeing Ian and Patrick Stewart reprise their roles as Charles and Eric, I was like, and Cyclops looking banger, seeing Shang-Chi versus Gambit. I was like, what is going on? And then Fantastic Four with Thor, and Thor saying, giving the hammer to Steve. Oh my God. Is that really Steve, though? Is it Hydra Steve? Everything that happens in that trailer just made me happy. I've watched that motherfucker a bazillion times. It was like, my wife's like, again? I was like, oh my God. The only thing that had me scratching my head is still this Endgame encore. That's in September. That goes right into, what do you call it? It goes right into Doomsday, and it has 7 more minutes of additional footage. So the movie's 3 hours and 7 minutes. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that, since it has a whole new intro sequence. And I was like, oh man, what do you mean? That the whole intro sequence for Endgame is such perfection, where, you have Tony and you have Nebula. Then we go right into them finding Thanos, and Thor cuts Thanos' head off. He's like, I aim for the head, and boom, 5 years later, it's like, what the, oh my God, the Avengers Endgame logo. So we shall see. And it could be an amazing experience. I would love to watch Endgame in a theater again. And this is supposed to tie right into Doomsday. So we shall see, man. Like, and I think that's the only thing. I'm not worried about Doomsday anymore. The fact that the runtime's 2 hours and 45 minutes is set. The fact that they're already selling tickets. And we got a trailer before San Diego Comic-Con is even a thing this weekend. I feel like the studio has so much confidence in this movie now that they're like, let's go. And that it's set. Like, the movie's done. The movie's ready. Now we're on the Secret Wars next year. So we shall see. But man, that trailer got me, Mel. That trailer got me in the poop hole. All right, now the Odyssey. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I love Christopher Nolan movies. And this one I was excited for. I really don't know much about Greek mythology, so forgive me if I don't say names. And the Odyssey, like, I know enough, not enough Greek mythology, but not, like, I never read the Odyssey. Homer's The Odyssey. Like, I know this was a big deal for a lot of people because, like, oh my God, Nolan. And for me, all I can say, my biggest complaint of the film is it's a little too long. And I had somebody say, he's probably going to listen, and said, hey, Endgame's 3 hours. I said, yeah, but the beats of that movie doesn't make it feel like 3 hours. You're like, you're going and you feel those moments, and you know, you're just like, this journey's going. And that during the Odyssey, I was kind of like, I looked at my watch. But as somebody that loves filmmaking, somebody that loves movies, somebody that just enjoys the process of filmmaking and that enjoys Nolan's, like, love and respect of film, and he's like, no CGI, practical effects. This has all of that I like, straight up filmmaking eye candy. Oh my gosh. To the Cyclops scene, and everybody's performance was top notch, except Tom Holland was okay. Tom Holland, I just felt like it was just Tom Holland. But Robert Pattinson ate that creepiness up. I don't even know what the fuck his character was all about, but he's just somebody that was eating in the castle and wanted to bang Anne Hathaway. Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. And this is Matt Damon's probably, like, best performance ever. The siren scene. Oh my gosh. They're told, like, don't listen to the sirens. You're going to go crazy. You're going to lust over them, blah, blah. And everyone puts wax in their ears, and he's just like, I don't want to. I want to hear them. I want to be the first person. And then the scene, he's just screaming. And, what I love when the wax goes in the ear, they muffle the sound in the theater. And I gotta say, the sound mixing to the soundtrack was a banger, man. You felt it. The boom, and to the Trojan horse, like, everybody was great. I mean, it's a solid movie experience. One, I feel like I might rewatch again if it, like, comes when I own it. I don't see myself going to go see it again in the theater. I'm glad I got to see it in the theater. Let's put it that way. I'm glad I got to experience. The theater was packed for a Monday night. Holy hell. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And there's a lot that goes on, and then it's very Nolan-y. Like, there's a scene that Nolan keeps going back to. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the movie. It's not my favorite Nolan movie, but man, it's got some eye candy in there. Like the giants that come after them, to when they turn into pigs, like the changing and pulling their faces and molding them into pigs and stuff like that. That stuff was great. The freaking boat scenes alone, it's just like, and Odysseus, is that Matt Damon's character? I hope I said that right. His journey of being gone for like 20 years. I gotta say, my favorite part of this movie is the fucking end. When he goes back, Penelope's his wife, right? Just making sure. Anne Hathaway's character Can't remember Tom Holland's character's name, but he goes and he shows up as a peasant because he asked one of the he asked one of the people that died in battle, whose face you don't see. He's one of the generals. He wears this awesome freaking suit, and he got killed by his wife because it was a plan to get revenge and everything like that because he killed a baby. Yeah. Jolly Guzamas' character, holy hell, and that dog. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but when Odysseus, I hope I said that right, he has this bow. Nobody can string this bow except for him. So Anne Hathaway's character finally just gives in after they talk because he's not revealing himself as being Odysseus. He basically kind of convinced her, like, you should pick somebody else to marry. And it's all in secrecy. I'm just like, okay. But this was my favorite scene because this is where the emotion came from. And then everyone tries to string the bow, and he's like, I will. And then Robert Pattinson's cat's like, beggar. Who gets this beggar? And then he does it. And he does this thing where he pulls the string and boom. They're like, why do you do that? He goes, I give people warning, And he shoots the arrow, and Penelope's like, or Anne Hathaway's character's like, oh my God, it's my husband. He's back. Lock the doors. And he just starts killing everybody. All these people who are in his house that are being disrespectful, eating food. And, there's a great scene where he's playing this beggar and he begs for food, and somebody's like, spits in his bowl. And he's like, you're going to be stingy with food that's not even yours? This is not the house he built. And so it's like we have to slay all this decay that has grown inside of his castle. And I thought he was going to die. So spoilers, I really thought he was going to die. But no, because it goes to previous conversation that Anne Hathaway, before he left to go to battle, he tells her, like, if I don't come back, you can take a husband if you want. And she's like, no, let's just run away. And that's such a Nolan thing. And that's the way it ends. And it's right on the horse, and boom, the Odyssey. I will say go watch it because it is an experience. My kid liked it, but it was way too long for her. So, yeah. I just enjoy going to the movies with the kid just to get the reaction, especially the wife, because we're sitting there and then we'll talk about it. I texted everybody I could about the Odyssey. I was like, yo, the Odyssey's crazy. Like, the screenshots and like everything that's practical, and I'm just like watching, like, oh, how do you do that? The Cyclops scene, I was like, how do you do that? And yeah, there's so much eye candy in this movie, and the costumes are gorgeous. The acting is great. I just feel like he could have trimmed some fat, just a little bit, to get that movie into a tight niche. But in the end of the movie is my favorite. I think that's what really saved the film for me. Is the ending where he fights everybody and this and that, and they ride off into the sunset on the boat and stuff like that. And Tom Holland's like, I'm king now. It's just like, okay, cool. So, John Leguizamo's too, I gotta say, dude. And there's a really great scene where he tells him, like, don't eat the cows, or something, God, son, whatever, is gonna kill you, and I'm trying to save all your lives because I was told you're all gonna die. And then what did they do? To go and eat the cow. And then the next Zeus is pissed. The water's going, storms, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, I whispered to the kid, I was like, I bet those guys are like, man, fuck that cow. We should have ate that cow. God damn it. And what's funny about this is he keeps taking his men to these islands. He brings them by boatloads, and then, like, boatloads of them get fucking killed. And his first general in command keeps going against them, and I'm just like, aren't you supposed to listen to him? And damn the gods, But he's over here, like, his house is all about Zeus. They're like, beg Poseidon for, I do like the moral message of why he feels like he shouldn't come back home. He says, in that tenure of the war and everything, I've seen horrible things. And Zendaya's character, I can't remember the god's name, but she's there here, and I believe she took form of somebody he saw get her head cut off, and he has to live with that, and he's taken in by this other entity that's giving him lotus flowers, and he forgets, and this and that. Like I said, there's so much to unpack. for this film. But I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I got to see it. Now I get to go talk to people about it at the water cooler and talk about the cool things I really enjoyed, I'm glad I didn't, everyone tell me, oh, we're going to go see it in 7mm. That's cool. You get more screen. I'm like, that's cool. I was like, I am happy with my experience in Sin 1 XL. And I am excited for the conversations I'm about to have with a bunch of my film bros about it. So the Odyssey, though, like I said, it's an experience. It's crazy. It's wild. It's long. And it's epic. Let's put it all that way. My rating for it, though, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. No. 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 for Nolan's take on the Odyssey. I can't wait to see what he does next, though. We shall see. But that's it. That's all. Go watch the Odyssey. Go have some fun. And the Avengers tickets. I know I'm going back to the Avengers, but man, the tickets are already sold out for one theater for the first showing they have for My Harkins. And I was like, damn it. But I'm going Sunday, so. The holy day for movies, and especially Mondays. So, all right, y'all, the Odyssey, go check it out. Tell me what you think of the movie itself. Tell me what you thought of that Avengers Doomsday trailer. Tell me what you thought of Obsession. I swear that conversation is coming very soon. All right, y'all. I love you. I lost about 10 pounds so far. I'm excited about that. Thank you for liking my shorts. Not my shorts, but my shorts on YouTube, TikTok, all the good stuff. Instagram. Come and follow me. Link in bio to all those. All right, and on the Twitter and everything like that. So just be you. You're awesome. Remember that. All right. But that's it. That's all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember to stay sexy, ninjas. Woo woo.